What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Huddle. We are here for another episode of talking shit and listen to guys what we think about. Today we have special guests. Actually, our official guest, since Epi's now regular. We have Jeff.
Yeah, y'all can call me Mr. Brown, because velvety smooth.
Oh, come on. Considering this podcast, everybody's Mr. Brown.
Racist at its finest.
But my name is actually Brown, so I can,
Alright, there you go.
And we have Epi.
Yep. What's up? Yet again, given that perspective, unique. You know what? It's not even a unique perspective anymore. Things are changed, man. It's the 21st century. Times are changing. Fucking Jason's settling down. Matt's settling down.
Technically, in this podcast, you're the minority.
Feels good, man. Feels good.
We have Matt.
At Matt Scorpio, the usual. Yeah. I guess that's about it. I don't got to say much else.
We got me, Jason, at JJNBA, still talking shit about fat chicks. I can stop. Stop.
Don't worry about him. The big chicks, send them my way. Send them to
Mr. Brown loves big girls.
Send the
At Matt
chicks.
Scorpio loves the big girls. Don't listen to this guy, okay?
Send the big girls to Mr. Brown, alright? I know what to do with them. Don't worry.
And,
Want to play a postal code out there?
You have a phone number, email,
HY20.
Again, Wolf is not with us this week. He's studying, I guess, or he has issues dealing right now with studying, I guess. Most likely he's studying.
He's studying
Good
in
luck
Big
to
Girl,
him.
isn't he?
Huh?
Studying in Big Girl?
Probably.
He'll start mentioning that when he comes back.
If he fails, we'll know. Have a bum hit.
Comes back covered in sweat. Where have you been? I know, man.
He was watching Cops.
Oh yeah, Wolf, shout out to the New York Knicks.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, let's get this thing started.
So Matt, you work at a hospital. You must have tapped something.
I've tapped a few things. Why?
Nurses? Understudies?
I'm not getting into specifics.
Secretaries?
I'm not getting into specifics. Clear! I wish I got with a doctor.
Those assless drapes. A patient?
But the guy. Oh, God, no. You don't fornicate with patients. It's the number one rule.
Cleaning up one mess, and he's like, wait, where did this come from? Let me show
It
you.
doesn't work like it works in the pornos. I don't just walk in, mopping the floor, and all of a sudden she decides to drop her gown.
That was a little descriptive, Matt. Go on.
Go fuck yourself.
What about you, Jason?
Nah, man, I never had anything like, workplace related or anything like that.
Really?
There are a couple of fine girls that I've worked with. I have them on Facebook, all that stuff is usual. And, we talk and stuff, but nothing like, that went beyond anything that wouldn't happen outside of work. I don't do that usually.
Really? So what was stopping you? Did you know they had a boy? Was it like you didn't want to complicate shit at work, or did you just flat out chicken?
The places where I work is that I have to agree to certain contracts that if I'm not joking.
You seriously have a contract? A non-fornicating contract?
No, we have contracts that you can't get caught in workplace behavior and stuff like that. We have to follow videos and sign off on certain stuff like that. So
yeah, but
that's within the workplace?
Yeah, I was going to say.
It's still kind of conflict of interest even if you're outside the workplace, depending on departments and everything like that, and who you work with.
Oh, so if it's outside of the department.
If it's out... Nah, it's more like it's a big workplace rule thing.
But in general, it's frowned upon, right?
It's frowned upon, yeah.
Okay.
So you can't really...
It's one of the things where if you enclose it, you have written statements saying when it started, etc., it'll be okay.
What is it, like an office building type environment? Is that what?
Yeah, it's very... Well, not this one really where I'm working right now, but the one before I was working, it's a big company. It's like...
Yeah.
Well, that's what makes the hospital great. We don't have to sign any contract like that.
I don't have to sign
They just don't want you doing it during work hours.
I mean, there's so much turnover at my place. Fuck, if you fuck one girl, she might be fired the next week. Who cares?
You got to do it quick.
Yeah, no, but I mean, then again, I work with nerds, right? But oddly enough, we have a lot of really fine women in that place.
Hey, fine women can be nerds too.
Oh yeah, that's for a whole different episode.
Yeah, but like I was saying, like I wouldn't say I haven't thought of it. Of course, who wouldn't?
Yeah.
But
What, just a little lighter fuel for your solo barbecue? You know, just on your bathroom breaks?
but like certain like, the job place, I can't do it, man. It's like I can get sued. I don't want to get sued. I'm broke already.
Well, yeah, when the rules are that strict, then
yeah, it's very strict.
Yeah, that's not worth it. That's not worth like you know.
But like if we like
of a
move
good
on to
time.
different jobs or anything like that, like I have before.
you just keep them close.
Yeah, keep them close. I keep them close. Talk to them, something like that. I remember one person where I used to work at this other company that me and her went out to a movie, hang out, and stuff like that. Good, we're still good friends and everything like that.
Best thing to do in that situation, just make her like your work wife. You know, you guys go on like you go lunch together type of thing. You keep it very
how was your day?
work professional during work hours. You know,
Yeah.
that type of way.
And towards the end of the day, how was your day? Oh, you should know. You were there. You was right the fuck next to you.
It's like, when are you going on lunch? I'm going on right now. Let's go. Guys holding hands, just skipping.
Why not, man?
And Jeff, you have any? You've had any
No,
place thing like that?
no, like pretty much, you know, I try and keep the beast tamed, you know. I don't want to unleash anything, but like I see what you mean there, like the whole, you know, dipping in
Company Inc.
Yeah.
It's mighty tempting, man. It really is. Like,
Don't get me wrong, it is though, because where I'm right now, there's one in particular that, oh my goodness, like she's a soccer player too, so you know she's got
She
a
got
nice
that lean
fit.
body.
She got the thick leg. She's
Soccer
she's
girls,
nice and
yes.
solid. She's thick.
And every soccer
Flat
player
stomach,
does that
thick
stretch,
legs, man.
that like leg stretch where you have to like stretch out your calves in opposite directions.
oh,
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they all go through those.
let's take a manly time out to think about this.
Oh, like,
Soccer players. Let's have a silent moment for soccer players.
YOLO.
There's always one. There's always one.
But yeah, the risk factor is there, but I mean, if you can pull it off, the risk factor can work. Like I talked about in the last episode that you'd be surprised that if you just brought it up beforehand, like how much shit could work if both people are in the same knowing. It's just like, okay, we're co-workers, like let's not like let it affect work or anything like that. Yeah, I mean, like sometimes it works, sometimes it may just be only like that one moment, then you guys don't talk about it after, or you could have like a fling that goes on for a while. And again, you just work is work, outside is outside. I mean, like it's kind of it reminds me back in like high school when you have like kind of like say like there's a girl you're seeing, but you're part of like two completely separate cliques.
Yeah.
So like nobody wants to know about the other thing, so it's like you'll see each other in the hallways and then be like, oh, there's that little fucker over there. You'll just make fun, and then just after school you go chill with them
Under the bleachers.
But you see, like I don't know, like you know, as human beings, you know, we're pretty dumb. So, like you know, I'm sorry to like you know.
I consider myself sophisticated.
No, but what I mean is,
I drink wine out of a stein.
He's sitting here with a giant beer mug drinking white
Speaking
wine
of-
out of it.
but like pretty much
That
when
he got
I
from the corner store.
It was across the street. Who's to argue?
The great corner store wine.
Speaking
Yeah.
of, I'm actually opening a case of beer right now. How do I open this?
Yeah, because
How do you... wow.
I am not drinking one of the
Strike
podcasts.
one. He just asked how does he open
A
a
case,
case
of
of beer.
yo your manliness is
That's strike one.
beer. Dude, have you seen our kitchen? You're not allowed to come into this place.
We're building a beer wall and you're asking how to open a case of beer?
Listen, guys.
his manliness is suspect right there.
No, listen, guys. I have my girl bring my beer. That's how pimp I am.
Oh,
Don't bullshit me.
She
what
opens.
girl? Huh?
She opens. Hey, we don't have to worry about that right now.
That's the same girl that you're contractually obligated to not touch.
Yeah, that one.
If you can blow her up, she doesn't count, bro.
Work wife.
Work wife.
You're not fucking her, but bring me my beer. Where's my
Bring me my
lunch?
beer.
Did I say I wanted ham on this motherfucking white bread?
But one thing I wanted to bring up though is that I've seen a lot of relationships end because of the same work, not work wife, but you know when like
You're just too close to
you're too
the
close.
opposite
Because
sex,
I remember
yeah.
there was this girl I was dating, and she was telling me that her ex-boyfriend was always talking about this girl at his work, and you know, and everything like that. And she was like wondering, is something going on or something like that. I guess they broke up, and I think like 2 weeks or 3 weeks later, he was going out with the girl who was at his work or something like that. And
So
it
it's
was
been like a
There was
preemptive
probably
strike
something
kind of
going
thing.
on then.
yeah, there's always something going on. And that's, I don't necessarily, I don't consider myself in that situation, but,
Are you struggling with the twist off?
yeah.
Strike 2.
This is Jason, everybody.
I think Jason needs the I Love New York bottle opener.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. But if that's ever been a problem, like, whether you're a girl or guy, try dating a bartender, man. You gotta put that shit behind you. Because bartenders are pretty much paid for their sexuality.
Mm.
Well, I haven't dated a bartender. I dated a flight attendant, but that's kind of like the same thing.
Actually,
No,
yeah.
it's not.
No.
Without the alcohol.
You know, yeah.
Do you go on the airplane just gawking flight attendant? Of course not.
Well, she's
Depends
told
on
me
the flight
stories. So
No, but I'm saying in a general sense. You know, night after night, a hot female bartender is gonna get hit on every night.
Yeah.
yeah,
Whereas a flight attendant,
Yeah, it's more respect.
it's gonna be very more rare for her to get hit on.
that's true.
I don't know, man. A woman in a uniform, hard to hold back.
Like lately, I've been seeing some female cops.
Yo, that's the one thing.
Frisk me,
When I came to
please.
Montreal, I was like, there is not one bad-looking female cop.
It's insane.
Whoever's running that show, like the recruitment department, fucking like high-fiving that motherfucker.
Seriously, doing a great job. Great service for our city.
Speaking of female cops, I saw one leaving my house. And,
Oh, yeah? Why don't you tell us more?
well,
What do you
Well,
think?
What is she
well,
wearing?
well,
Was she in uniform?
oh yeah, she was in uniform. She looked like she was gonna like freaking defuse a bomb there because she was so like jacked up with all the.
Oh, like the padding and like
Yeah,
the,
yeah. But
yeah.
she had some soft facial features. She was looking
Was
quite.
the best kind? Was she blonde?
No, she was.
Did you go up to her and just be like, it's
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
let me take care of this?
Are you crazy? No. She whip out her baton and freaking lace my
Yo,
ass.
I don't care what anyone says, girl or male, whatever. Any police officer, no black person is just gonna approach.
No. You,
Hell,
you,
black
you
person
do
is
not.
gonna approach you.
Hell no.
I'm sorry, I'm not used to this.
You see, that's why we have you here. We have you here. We let you go in first. You're like cannon for us.
Drive with a white friend.
Like I'm afraid to make
Things
eye
I can-
contact with police officers.
Yeah, I can joke with the cops. I can walk down the street and just be like, you know what this fucker do? But like, yeah, I can imagine how it'd be for you guys.
No.
Yeah, man. Our daily job basically is to avoid getting into jail.
Holy fuck, I
Pretty
totally am.
much.
I'm such an archetypal white figure. Like all the authority figures growing up, like whether it's principals, teachers, I was always down with them.
Like principals, you know.
Everyone that hated us.
They got away with so much shit. Man, that's what it's like.
Oh, speaking of workplace thing, this could actually work. Have you ever guys had like some, or do you know of anyone that's had like a teacher-student relationship thing that happened in high school or anything like that? Has that ever
For
happened?
legal purposes, I will say no.
We have to talk.
I'm not saying it was me. Whoa, let's put that on record. It's just I've heard some things.
Really?
Yeah. I heard some things about a certain individual with a certain individual. I won't say who was who or what was what, but it was student teacher.
Ooh.
Was it ever caught or anything like that, or was it just like
Well, the reason one came to the school we were at was because they got caught. I'm not going to say if it was a student or a teacher who came over.
Yeah,
I'm just going to say it like that.
this sounds
Obviously it's a
familiar.
teacher. That's what it seems to be.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah,
familiar.
because we're all the student.
But then again, the schools that we've been to, and were any of us really surprised?
Well, you guys went to freaking student bodies.
No, we
That's
didn't.
that's how I perceive your
No,
guys.
man, they're all way too clean cut.
I went.
And they actually learned something.
I literally went
At
to
the end of
Dangerous
every
Minds.
episode.
I went to Dangerous Minds. That's the school I went to.
Dangerous what?
Dangerous Minds. You ever saw the movie Dangerous
No.
Minds? Where, you know, they
honestly
had
though, like I don't even know how to
stallions?
categorize Royalville. I don't know, like.
No names.
Royalville.
no pronouns.
Trust
the
me,
rule.
our school is not student bodies.
Not even Breaker High.
Oh,
First of all, you guys were even on a boat. Fuck. And you didn't have Ryan Gosling acting gay on the show.
Fuck.
Hey, I'm not saying it's true. He was acting gay on Breaker High.
I'm saying.
We were more like
It's true.
we were like the comedic parody of fuck all those like shitty ghetto films. We were like the High School High.
Oh yeah, we were totally high school high.
High school high.
Instead of like the gritty, like down to earth, like Coolio version, we were more like the parody of it.
100%. We were.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back. Let's use that for a side thing. That's actually pretty funny. Let's back on the topic. What were we saying before? Oh yeah, workplace.
The workplace
fun.
dabbling.
Workplace fornication.
Yeah, no, just to get back, like you'd be super surprised. Like, I mean, okay, I guess this white perspective again, but cliche, communication is key.
No, but that's just for everyone.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, whether you're in a relationship, whether it's a work relationship, whether it's like standard, whether you just have a fuck friend, communication is key. So long as both parties are in understanding, like what it is, what it can't be, and what it's not going to be.
As long as they're truthful about it, because
yeah. But then you just hold them to their word. Just be like, look, you said it, bitch, I got you recorded. But like,
pull out a tape recorder on.
Again, there's
twist.
There's always like Murphy's law. What can go wrong will go wrong. Like I know what you mean. That like if everybody's like under like on the same page. Okay, this is what's up. Are we good? It always ends up like turning sour.
But that goes in the same thing in relationships. Like if you go into a relationship with a girl and you say you want to be straight up from the beginning and tell them this is what's up, this is what, and a lot of people don't do that. And like you said, what will go wrong? Something's obviously going to go wrong because they're not straight up front. I guess, like you said, it is a communication thing.
But that's just communication skills, because like part of communication skills is knowing when somebody's bullshitting or if they're not like, if they're just saying words and they're not actually meaning it. Mm-hmm. You have to be able to catch people on their bullshit. You have to be a good judge of character. If you see someone who's just like, quite an airhead and she's trying to talk about like all these profound things, like, yeah, it'll be fun. And she's a talkative one.
Well, not only that too, it's just a matter of people change regardless. Like. You could have been dead set in how you made your agreement before you started your workplace loving, but it can easily just, a month or two later, you just feel completely different from what you did before,
That could happen, but I mean, if they're both reasonable people, they can see the risk involved in that, and they'll bring that to light if you have that communication.
Mm-hmm. Emotions can change reason. Remember that.
That's why it's good to be boss of your own company. You make your own rules.
See,
I'm not a boss of my own company.
So you're high level.
I'm managing somewhere around middle management, but like, I can see that. I mean, I'm definitely not going to get in trouble.
Like for example, let's take Entourage. Look at Ari Gold. He gets away with verbally abusing his employees all the time. Something like in Montreal, you could sue for and win. He gets away with it every single minute of that show, and it's like, and that's how it is in the state because they're not union. They don't have unionized or anything like that. I remember when
they still got unions, but
they still have unions, but not to the extent and not to the extreme of what we have in Montreal here or anything like that.
Good old CS.
But again, that comes down to which same thing with workplace, same thing with friends. Is like, can you do that? Can you do the friendship and the fucking without it getting weird, without it going downhill, or without anything getting too complicated?
I don't think so because the girl, they're too sensitive to it. You have to have.
It's not just girls. I mean, like it's people
guys
too.
The same thing too.
Yeah, guys can fall for it too, but that's why you have to.
You cannot be attracted to their personality at all for it to work out perfectly. Now I know that sounds insane, but if you think about it, it's true.
Yeah, with time, I mean, like. What's that called? Like all
you have to just be completely in it for the physical. The second you do something like let's go to a movie or something where you actually start to communicate and you start to figure out someone, it'll either derail everything you did or it will spark something you didn't want to happen. It has to be just sex.
Yeah,
catch feelings, man.
Well, yeah, there's this thing. Was it like chemistry and timing? That's all it takes to get down with somebody. So I guess you can consider timing under the fact that we work together. So that's the bad timing, but we have the chemistry. But
the chemistry, she has nice tits.
See, but I'm one of those people that this is kind of going back to the whole one night stand thing. It's like I'm one of those people that I can't just fuck someone for their looks. For me, the chemistry, whether it's just having a decent not even decent conversation about tell me about your childhood. But more I get along with you. For me, that's the term. I need to have that.
I find that too. It's if you're having someone as a fuck friend who you're gonna see multiple times, it's all about their pillow talk, man.
That is pillow talk is a magical thing.
Yeah, because after you nut, chances are they're going to sleep over, and you're not just going to lay there in silence unless you're both completely trash and lights out after you're chances are you're gonna talk. You may bring up something that happened in your day, but you got to make sure that in that pillow talk you don't get too personal. No mentioning about family. No one wants to talk about family in pillow talk.
No.
But I guess what you're saying is kind of also the same thing like that when people are beginning new relationships in the beginning. Like, you don't want to get close to like the family of that person. You don't want to get, you want to feel out stuff in the beginning before you start going to the next level.
Yeah, you get your footing.
Yeah, you get your footing because if you do that stuff, if you say I don't know, if you want to take it to the next level too quick, everything is just going to just crumble apart even faster than you build it up. And I don't know. I guess it's depending on what kind of person you are. Like some people, like you said, like Lanky, he said it's just the physical. But a lot of people, especially, I'm not saying this like to be like biased towards just aiming only at girls, but a lot of girls, they do, like I said, catch feelings more than anything as soon as you bring those kinds of things up, or if they bring it up.
I mean, like in one of the episodes, like I pretty much bashed, the whole fatalistic tendency of just thinking about things will end and how that can just fuck things up right from the beginning. But there is some value in that. There is some value in seeing like where things will go and judging on a scale like how bad things will end based on what decision you're about to take. Like if it's like we're friends, so it's like you're doing this. Say you want to take like that next step, you want to go beyond pillow talk or something like that. You have to ask yourself like, had I not taken that step, would have just been a conversation that ended, or now am I going to have to,
But that goes also to the thing, like, a person, whichever it is, a person who's willing to go, who, you see, they're, like, taking it they have the mentality of taking it to the next level too quick, they'll bring it down just as quick the same way. Like, they don't want it, if they want to end it, they're going to bring it, they're going to end it the same way. Just like out of the blue, nothing
like a bipolar feeling.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
But, that kind of ties into, like, you got to understand what type of girl you're going to be having this type of relationship with, too, Because you don't want to end up having, like, a fuck friend that eventually you'll just get too close to. So you try to find that type of chick where it's, like, you have certain things that attracts you to them, but it still keeps you at a distance because there's certain things that don't attract you about them.
Right.
It's about finding that balance in them. Like, maybe it's, like, she's very pretty, but for a fact that mentally the intelligence that you would like in someone that you actually pursue isn't there with her. Not to say she's dumb, but it's just there's a few things like interest wise that don't connect.
Yeah, like there's like the intersocial chemistry, which is pretty much what friends have. Like being able to converse about anything. Like even if you guys don't have like the same taste, you can still just talk about it. And then there's like the sexual chemistry.
I like skinny, decent looking bitches, and they like fat bitches.
We are not starting this again.
That was just a side note.
Yeah, there's the sexual chemistry, and then there's like the interpersonal chemistry. So like when you have both, that can lead to like a great relationship. But if you want to just have like the fuck friend, it could be just like you get along, but you're primarily that sexual chemistry. Or if you're have something in the future, it could be the interpersonal chemistry, but you're attracted to each other. Then you can kind of dabble in that. It is the balance, like which way the pendulum swings is something. But like if you're gonna strike it in the middle, you got to be prepared for the consequences.
Yep,
definitely.
Preach.
You got to be willing to accept all negatives that come from every positive you make.
Yeah, I mean, and that's just what it comes down to. Is every positive you have, say the negative comes, and like you have to ask yourself, like, is it worth overcoming this negative to maintain that positive? The second that answer becomes no, that's when you got to back out.
Yep.
The second when you find out that like, you know what, this flat out isn't worth it, that's when you got to back out. However, if it's like a quip or something like that, and you say like, you know what, like I could put up with this because like, damn it, all the other times are more than worth it, more than make up for it.
Then you can rolls her hips.
Yeah, then you can keep it up for that. But
and how?
I guess that's what makes like the workplace behavior thing, because you don't have to deal with those certain amount of aspects. Like it's a stress factor that you have to deal with all that certain kind of stuff. But when you're at work, you're just dealing with this, and this, and that's it. Nothing else. And it's not going to go beyond that. You have already a set established rules and everything like that.
Yeah.
And I guess
Like the second it kind of, I don't know, like gets off the rail that you're saying there, like it's kind of like, okay, you know what?
It's not worth pursuing.
That, you know?
Yeah, that's just it when you're weighing like the pros and cons. I mean, for the workplace, it can go both ways, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your cons could be as much as like, this is going to affect my work. My boss is going to fucking hate me for this.
Yeah.
Everybody around me is going to look at me different. I'm going to like feel awkward working around. The work she's working on my team, like shit's going to go down south. Or if things actually did go well, and it's like, hell, I can go to work, everything's cool. Afterwards, you know, yes and boom, have a little pillow talk, go to work the next day. You guys are going to the same place. Shit can work out. I mean, it's the risk factor is definitely amplified.
And I find with like the whole work relationship thing, you know when it's going south when it starts to affect your work. Because usually, like when it starts, everything.
A lot of people don't realize it until it's too late.
Yeah, and then it's even when you go to work, like there's not a problem. Even if you don't acknowledge it when you see each other at work, when you're doing your projects together, that's fine. That's perfect, you know, because you understand that this is the professional place where we have to take care of business here. But the second, you know, it either trickles into, if you weren't doing it at work together, she's or he is like trying to do it at work with you, and you see that the relationship is starting to cut into the hours of professional time, and it's starting to become like this hours of emotional time. That's when you know it's like, that's a clear sign that there's a problem, and you need to either backtrack or find out why exactly it's happening, you know, have a sit down, have some communication, and just figure out where to go from there.
Yeah.
Well, I find that could happen in any type of relationship. So, for example, like if you, I don't know, someone's dating someone outside of work, obviously anything that happens outside of your work life is going to affect your work life. Like say if you had like an argument with your wife or girlfriend outside of work, obviously it's going to diminish your performance and everything like that.
Well, that depends on
But
the
that's
person,
more
whether
of
they
just
can keep their shit at home.
That's more of a stress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like what you have with your girlfriend or wife at home. Yeah, you're gonna feel stressed out when you go to work, but it's not a direct effect on your work. That's something that's completely a different equation that's affecting your work. Whereas if you're in a work relationship and then you find the problems that you had, or they're starting to become problems that are trickling into your work time. Now it's not even a matter of you wait till you're alone or work's done to talk about things and figure it out. It's like you're at your work desk and you're doing work and they're coming to you asking you questions about the relationship.
Yeah.
That's when you know it's a problem.
Yeah. Don't cross the streams.
Ghostbuster quote of the month.
I did that work relationship once, man. Started off great.
You know, man, like, thing is,
That's
yours crashed and burned. Like, I mean, I've said
Oh,
before.
I did. And I'm not gonna say that I didn't help it crash and burn. I saw it burning and I just said, hey, if I'm gonna die, I might as well die happy.
It's fucking pouring the gasoline all over yourself. Just,
It wasn't Titanic, it was a kamikaze fighter jet that I just I
Hey,
let it go. I said, hey, I'm gonna go. I knew I was already gonna go. I just started hitting the machine gun on my way down. I said, hey, I'm gonna die anyways. That's what I did.
right into the broom closet.
Right into the Oh, the custodian strikes again.
I mean, I guess I've been lucky in that sense. I mean, like,
But you see,
dealt with an older
the thing
crowd.
with you though, you're in a position of power. That's
Yeah, but it's not like that I can
that's the
abuse
difference
it.
of trying. You're not abusing the power.
Oh, it's not even that.
No, but he's in a position of power. What the people that you see, they perceive you as in a position of power. Like, oh, he's big like this. Nothing's gonna happen like that. You're in a safe spot, basically. You're in a safe spot. They're the ones that's taking the risk. You have nothing to worry about risk wise.
No,
Yeah,
he still has a lot.
No,
to
he
worry
has.
about.
He still has a lot, but not
yeah,
as much as
I
they
have
do.
my management position to worry about.
No, he has a position to worry about, but the people who are under him, who are not literally under him, but
And how?
but the people that you supervise or whatever,
It's on my resume. I go top.
like no, but your subordinates and everything, like they basically look up to you. You're in a position of power that, like, if they say something about you, like, oh, I can't say this about him. He might get pissed. He might get me on this project or that, blah blah blah, whatever. But when they like, it all comes down to the thing with power, guy or girl. If you see a woman or a guy in power.
Go on.
No, sorry, my phone just acted the stupid for no reason. No, if you see a guy or girl in a position of power, you're going to be like, oh,
If a risk factor weighs on you more than
you're in a position of power. So
well, I can tell you, it's not even a matter of like your position of power in work. It's just your position of power in the relationship. Because in my situation, I was the one who was in the position of power. She wanted to have more than what we were doing, whereas I was perfectly happy with what we were doing. Yeah. So we continued doing what we were doing. And even though I knew full well it was going to blow up in my face, it wasn't going well, and there was more arguing to the amount of pleasure I was getting, I still kept it going that way because that's how I wanted it. Yeah. So it's one of those things where it's like, in the relationship, it's the person who has the power who has to realize when it's time to go. And personally, I should have realized it's time to go, but I was just too happy doing whatever the hell I wanted.
Yeah, Matt makes a good point. I mean, it's like any relationship. You don't need like a piece of paper to tell you that you're in that position, to tell you, to dictate where things are going, but or where they shouldn't go. But I mean, I did look out, but come to think of it, I probably was in a position considering, like, going to the friends, and like, it was kind of like, like a matter of pride for the girl to be like, oh, he's my boss. And
but then again, they're like, this brings up like a good memory that I have there from work experience. This was at another spot. Pretty much, there was one supervisor who was had a relationship with his little understudy, or just one of the regular folk, if you want to call it that way, and he was pretty much a real dick. Like you could, like, we all saw, like, okay, you know what? He had an asshole personality. Like, not to be offensive to any assholes, because assholes are pretty damn cool,
Wait, what? Is that like a new demographic?
We're promoting assholes now?
Jason, on that shit. We gotta preach to the
everybody's got a little bit of asshole in them, But
Pause.
We should do a station near Barrie.
Yeah, but pretty much the relationship, it only lasted like, it was like a flash in the pan kind of thing. But in terms of like him being her supervisor, he was a real dick to her afterwards, and it was like, okay, you know what, like,
maybe she was the one who called it quits.
I know, even though it's just like it seemed like he was abusing his power. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
or maybe what he was trying to do is, was it a public known relationship or anything like that?
Well,
or
pretty much.
Was it still like something was hidden?
Like, did everybody know because he hit it poorly, or did he like let everybody know?
Because if I get you saying, like, he treated like a dick and everything, probably he was just trying to, like, basically, if, like, they're doing something on the side and he didn't want it to perceive that they were doing something, so he's acting against her towards that, or I don't know.
No, well, he just said that it was after it ended. It was after he acted like a bit of a dick. So my assumption would be either he was a dick to her the whole time, and then it just kind of looked even worse afterwards, or she ended it, which
hurt his
inflamed
ego.
him. Yeah, of course, because if you're the supervisor and then the one under you says no more, that's gotta hurt.
Sounds like small penis syndrome.
Somebody wasn't doing their job.
Somebody could not deliver.
But then again, that situation is kind of scary. Like, it's kind of like intimidating. Like, like for instance, if you have like somebody who's like a supervisor or something, that's somebody who's in charge of your department or whatever. If they initiate, like, hey, you're kind of cute, like, or whatever, like, well, let's start hanging out, kind of thing. And like you see that it's like, it's probably like going to develop into some sort of like work relationship, like work dating or whatever. It's like you kind of get the idea. Okay, you know what? If I say no, is that like, supervisor, staff relationship going to change? Is he or she going to look at me differently? Kind of thing.
And that's the point I was trying to make with Epi here. That, like, he's in the position of power, and if, like, the person that, I don't know, you might approach who's not in a position of power, they're going to be like, and they say no, they're going to be like, oh, how is he going to treat me now after?
Yeah. No,
that's what I'm trying to make.
See, that's why I never make the first move.
That's a good thing to do.
I always make the first move.
That's why
the type of person I am, I like control. Like, I like to be the one
your personality
driving the wheel.
Yeah.
That's how I am.
No, I am that way. But if they're going to approach me, I'm going to be like, look, here's like where I am right now. Here's how it's going to be. Like, I realize, like, we can't have it affect that. And surprisingly, somebody who, even though they worked for me, came up to me and said those things like after we had a night together. Was like, look, we're going to be working together. We probably shouldn't let this do any further. And I was like, you know what? To be perfectly honest, even though you got that nice body, you're probably right. and yeah, we left it at that. I mean, like, fuck, like, we still work together all the time. We don't really talk about it. Like, everything went better than expected.
Just slip her a roofie every time you do it. Then she will remember.
What?
Dude? No.
That coming from you after all that stuff that you said in those videos? Like, really?
Well, if you want, no, I'm gonna say
the guy who won't have one night stand.
Like, really?
No, I'm just saying that. Just like
he's pulling roofies out of his wallet. He's got these things stacked.
I'm just saying
Christ.
that if you don't want her to like get into that certain point where you see, just slip her a roofie. She
No,
will remember.
No. We do not promote
No.
roofies.
Okay, the huddle is not condone.
No, we do not promote roofie slipping of any kind. It's all about consensual sex.
This act.
I'm just playing. I don't mean
Get coasters over your drinks. Fucking staple that shit.
God.
I don't mean
I'm
any
gonna
of
watch
this
you
shit.
from now on whenever we go to clubs.
I don't do.
I can't trust you.
No, but
You've had some pretty nice nights and wonder what you were up to.
No, but in all seriousness, that when you're in the position of power, it's like even if you initiate it or you don't initiate it, you're still the one in control. And
Yeah.
especially if the person initiates it towards you, the person who's in control, you that's all more power to you. That's all more power to you. That's how I see it.
I just gotta say that when you have a tolerance like mine, you don't need roofies. Just shot for shot.
No, definitely. You gotta be in the driver's seat. I just feel it's a peace of mind.
I mean, like, somebody's got to. somebody's got to take the wheel and just be a fucking adult. And that's what it comes down to. You just got to grow the fuck up. I mean, this isn't high school. This isn't preschool. This isn't, like, writing a letter on a card like, do you like me? Yes, no, check off the sign. This is fucking life. Like,
But there are a lot of people who still think life is high school.
Yes,
which is
They
what I'm
never
saying.
left high school because everything they felt, like all the scorn or all the,
But this is why
the
I blame.
amazement that they had from it, they want that to never end.
This is
yeah,
why
like they bask in it. They enjoy that like drama. That high school drama.
that's just it. It's that drama. It's the people who like don't have drama in their lives, so they need to fucking create it.
But that's why I blame shows like Degrassi and how to
Gossip
Secret-
You know, it
Gossip
sounds like a
Girl,
cop out,
Secret
but he's
Life.
perfectly right. He's perfectly accurate. It's like, yeah, people who don't have the drama in life, they look for shows
They
like
look
that.
at shows like that.
Because
That's
it's
fine
entertaining
drama.
to them.
It's entertaining
so
to them.
they want to create it. Out of any of you like that have dabbled in workplace religion, like how far have you taken it? Have you ever like introduced a person from work, whether or not you introduce them as a girlfriend or whoever, or even just like a friend that happens to be a fine girl? Have you introduced them to like say like your circle of friends or like your neighborhood dive? How far have you taken it?
I met her circle of friends.
Hmm.
I kept her away from my circle of friends.
That's
She accidentally met my mom, though, which kind of sucks.
Ooh, Jesus Christ!
Once you meet the mama,
Yeah, that fucking sucks.
it's like
family is one thing, man. Because like
That's what fucking
There's
sucks.
no going back.
Yeah.
There's
no.
no going back.
Because man, of all my relationships, like family is like it hurt breaking up with the family more than breaking up with the girl.
it's like, no, but it's true though. Like he's right.
Yes,
He's right though.
My like,
Perfectly right.
Yeah,
my ex definitely was that. Like breaking up with her, no problem. She was kind of a bitch at the time, but
yeah.
it hurt to lose her mom, man, because her mom was so sweet, one of the nicest people I ever met in my life.
Yeah.
That fucking hurt.
Same thing with
Yeah,
my
man.
ex. Same thing with my ex too. Like her mom and her dad were just the most cool people that you could ever meet in your life. They were like, they were so accepting of me and everything like that. And it's like
That shit
just to
hurts.
lose that. It's
Yeah, man. My
it's
fucking
horrible.
my ex's like grandfather would tell me like war stories all the time. Fucking her uncle is the one that introduced me to the pub that I'm now like practically working at, and like which is my neighborhood dive. I know everybody there, and like he still shows up as a regular sometimes, and we used to have like these big conversations, even though like I haven't seen his niece for like however long. And man, like that's the hardest part. Like we were like best buddies. We'd barbecue together and shit. And just, breaking up with the family's hard, man.
That shit hurts. That shit
Anything, Jeff? Anything like that happened to you?
Well, I haven't gotten as far as meeting the families, so kind of
Really? You just
In a way,
the second you get that invite to dinner, you're like, I'm out.
in a way, I think you're
You are so lucky.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. You're lucky because you didn't feel the pain that we're feeling right now.
Yeah.
It hurts.
No,
it
the
really
thing is, like,
hurts.
when I was young and naive, I remember this girl that was just like, who flat out, I was like, yeah, say, for example, my dad's having a dinner, and it's just like, you want to come by? And, like, you know, the girl was, like, hesitant at first. And like, she was older than me. I mean, I only date girls who are older than me, typically. And at first I was just like, I was confused. I was flabbergasted. I'm like, really? What? Like, what's the big deal? We're not really, like, seeing each other. You know, it'd be fun. And then I found out afterwards, I'm like, man, she was totally fucking right. It's because if anything goes south, and it's like you saw that part of the person that just gives you that whole insight, that gives you that whole perspective. And it's like it's a whole new level of attachment because you're not just attached to them. You see the family, you see where they came from, you see like part of the reason of
you
why
respect
they,
them more as a person.
Yeah, like, you see a part of the reason like why they are the person that they are.
Mm-hmm.
You see that part of the reason. Like, and yeah, it's like if you don't want to get attached, like you can't help but. Even if you know that person, even if you don't like who they are, if you don't get along with them, you see where they came from, and that's part of an introspection that it's a facet of their personality that you may or may not have wanted to see. And at first I was confused. I was like, you know what, like a while later that made totally perfect sense.
Yeah,
it was like I know, like me, I'm a really family like oriented person. You know, like. My family is tight, so like we do everything together pretty much. Like I remember like my some cousins or whatnot, or just like family members. If they get like a boyfriend or a girlfriend, they bring them over to like big family events because like how it is with West Indian families.
You have to,
yeah.
Like we're all like well, I don't know the English word, but nous sommes tous chaleureux. Sorry to like put some French inside of there.
Oh, well, welcome.
Bilingual podcast.
Yeah.
We're all warm, we're all welcoming.
Yeah.
So like I don't know if it makes that like the certain person there, like whoever uncomfortable there, but like we just like embrace everybody,
Yeah,
like
you have to, man.
we're all warm. Thing like that, So it's just like
it's part of the steps too, man, because like same thing with me, like I told my girl straight up, like I'm just gonna throw you into the lions then, like and just see how you do it, because that's how every single person I had known in a relationship would do it with the family. It's not a matter of bring her to each person one at a time. Like, no, like the family is here in the kitchen. Mm-hmm. Come in the kitchen. Yeah. Just start talking, because it's not a matter of like you don't have a place here. It's if you want a place here, you got to make a place here.
Yeah.
No, you got to make yourself be heard, make yourself be seen. Yeah. Let them know that, hey, I'm with him and I want to be with him.
Yeah,
exactly.
Which means I want to be with you guys too.
And it works on multiple levels too, because not only does it test their social skills with the people that like you've loved your whole life, but it also tests like how much they can really get with the people who are a part of who you are.
Yeah,
it's like how can they, assimilate themselves into your own personality, your own being. Like if they can get along like well with your mother without it being forced, without it being silent or sitting in a corner the whole time, like that's a huge testament. And like going back to that whole thing of like whether or not you even want to do that is another thing. Like what if you do really like, even though you're just meeting this person's parents for the like just on a whim, they stop by. Like what if you do super get along with them, and then they start asking about it after, like, oh, what's up with so and so that I met the other day? They seem like really nice.
That's always an awkward.
And then it totally goes into that whole thing where it's like even if you weren't going to be anything before, you have people like your family that you grew up with telling you like, oh, you should totally.
I really liked her.
Yeah.
She was such a sweet girl.
She was good. I can totally see her like
They don't know how much of a whore she was.
Yeah. I can totally see her carrying your child.
Oh no! It's like that one. No.
And it's like it's always the most awkward conversation too. It's just being like, no, or just basically telling your parents that you're a whore.
Yeah, basically.
Like pretty much one of the red flags there that like comes up. Like if I'm seeing a chick and like if she has like problems with her own family and like and like she doesn't want to talk much or say much about her family, I'm kind of like,
because that's a problem. Because especially if
maybe it's a white thing. Because like I know a lot of families like that where it's just like, no, I don't want you to meet my parents. Not because like not because I don't want to get too close. Just that I don't like them, and you're not gonna like them. It's just like I've had so many conversations like that.
I remember when I was dating this girl, and that it was me, my girl, her mom, and I guess it was just a whole bunch of us. We went to the movies. We all went to the movies together. And after my girl, she went to the bathroom. After her mom says asked me, "Oh, so when did you know that you were in love with my girl?" Her mom asked. Her mom asked me that question.
Check, please.
And let's get a breeze in here.
How long were you seeing that girl?
Yeah, I was just about to ask.
We were dating for like a good couple of weeks now.
Oh, fuck.
And in love?
Weeks.
Well, not in love. Probably I'm wording it wrong, but I guess when did you
If it's a couple weeks, she shouldn't even ask you when did you fall in like.
Couple weeks, you shouldn't even be going to fucking a movie with their parents.
Yeah,
You have to,
that's
no,
it.
but you have to understand. I know this girl for years. And I mean years. I know her family for... I know her mom too for years. So
you knew the family prior to...
Yeah, I knew the family prior to that.
Okay.
So then her mom asked me that question. And after, like, oh, so when did you know that you like my daughter, blah, blah, blah. And I answered the question normally. Like, I love tough questions. When a parent asks me tough questions, I love it. Because I'll answer honestly. When they see you answer honestly, truthfully, you're like...
Yeah.
And you have nothing to lie about. What's the whole point in lying about something like that in the first place?
Yeah, no.
That's a loaded question.
It's a loaded question, but the way I always see it is like, if you're going to lie about something, like, I don't lie because I...
Don't lie about love.
Yeah, because I have no regrets. Like, I know what I'm doing, and if you're going to lie about something, then you probably shouldn't have done it in the first place, because it means you're ashamed of it, right?
That's right, Cameron. Sucker for love.
See, Jason, I didn't expect you to be that guy.
What guy?
That guy.
What guy?
You're the traditionalist.
The traditionalist?
Oh, he's such a traditionalist.
Out of this podcast, out of all people, fucking white guy taking girls out for coffee and getting laughed at. You're the traditionalist in this conversation.
I don't understand what that means. I'm black. You have to dumb it down.
It doesn't matter you're black. You're
I don't get it. I'm black and I understood what he meant.
You're in writing, so you have.
I'm what?
You're in writing, so you're allowed to
You're a liberal hippie motherfucker.
I read a lot of books, so yeah, you know what that means.
You know how to conjugate, you motherfucker.
No one learned me how to read.
Boy, best get your education.
But I don't think I'm a traditionalist. Like, I'm not like chivalrous or anything like that.
You don't have to be chivalrous.
I treat people like how I want to be treated.
You ever watch like Back to the Future?
No, but seriously, I treat people like how I want to be treated.
Yeah.
Like I don't like people to disrespect me, so I will not disrespect the other person. So if you could treat me that way, we're good.
Something all people should do.
That's right.
Surprisingly how hard that is, eh?
So amazing.
Alright, man, let's wrap this up. So
we're already at that point?
Yeah, man.
Cool.
So, I'd like to thank Jeff for joining us today. Did you have fun, man?
Oh, yeah, it's the first time here, and awesome.
It's always great just grabbing a couple beers, sitting in a circle and talking.
Guest, Jeff. First official guest, Jeff.
Wasn't I the first official guest?
Then you became a fucking regular.
You're regular now.
Goddamn white people.
Yeah. They just show up for one afternoon.
Stick in their head in everything the black man does.
They show up for one weekend and just be like, it's a nice place you got here. If I move in? Oh, you don't mind? Okay, cool. We didn't say anything. Fuck you.
Never
Put these chains on.
Next week, we're trying to have we'll try to have girls on.
You keep saying that.
Well,
ladies, honestly though, like,
it's because you drove off all the demographics by fucking complaining about fat
talk
girls.
about all types of chicks and then you call them on to be on the show.
I don't talk about fat chicks though.
What are you, fucking Bill O'Reilly?
Come on.
Thing is, every girl, either psychologically or physically, was a fat girl at one point.
Yo, some of these
by making fun of fat girls, you're driving them all off.
Yo, some of these lousy bitches need to know their place.
Fucking Christ.
Oh my God.
Alright, I take back that traditionalist. Actually, you know what? You are a traditionalist.
You are.
from like the fucking 11th century. You're a traditionalist.
That's right. I teach them broads what to say.
Fucking send them to the quarry mines to fucking build you a marble statue.
No, I'm just playing.
Lunch.
But seriously,
that's all no news.
Seriously, though, we're trying to get girls for the next episode. So I know girls are listening to this because they're planning. Tell me they listen to the show and they love it. If you want to join the show, you know how to reach us. 5lightsentertainment@gmail.com. That's 5 the number lightsentertainment@gmail.com. Obviously, we're going to try to get their opinion on some of the bullshit we've been saying. Because I know, honestly, there are plenty of girls that have an opinion about this, that what we're saying. And I want to hear from them. We don't want to leave them out. Say that we're just being biased against them.
I promise you, Jason will be in check.
Bring a taser.
Please. And some mace. Can never be too safe.
We'll vouch for you. We'll say it was totally antagonized.
And hopefully Wolf will actually be here next time.
Yeah, fuck that guy in his future. What else is he doing?
He's all trying to be smart and shit. Studying for an exam.
All those book learnings. Semicolons.
Wolf is studying hard. He's studying hard, man. Well,
good luck to him and his exams. Hopefully he passes, and if he doesn't, he knew where he should have been.
Make fun of him till the end of time. He can count that high because he's going to be a book learning fellow.
Likey, Epi, got everything special you want to say? I already said my piece.
I'm good. Same old. I think this went well, guys.
Yeah, Epi?
Yeah, same old. Bringing you a... See, I can't even bring the different perspective now because everything's all fucking topsy-turvy. We got Jason, the traditionalist, over here. We got Matt settled down. What the fuck's up with that?
Hey, and, my past is in the past.
It's like
Let
bizarre.
me be retired.
And then we got me talking about fucking seeing girls at work and getting away with it.
It's a bizarre world. We're in bizarre world somehow. Everything's just opposite of what it's supposed to be.
21st century, motherfuckers.
Remember when I used to fuck a lot of women, though? That was awesome.
For who?
For me, obviously.
Alright, everyone. You know the drill. There's a new episode every Sunday. Sorry for last week one. I was just watching, I think, a basketball game, and
fuck
it took long. It took long to edit, actually. But no, every Sunday there's a new episode. Subscribe, like us, favorite us on YouTube. I'm gonna try to get, as I said before, I'm gonna try to get on iTunes as soon as possible. I know a lot of people use iTunes. And if you have any questions, you know how to reach us by email. Leave a comments below on YouTube, and hope you guys had fun listening as we had fun talking.
Yo, follow us, because we like to party.
You know what? Add all of your fat girl friends just to piss Jason off.
Please.
Make this entire demographic just.
I'll let you know where he's going right now tonight if you follow me at Matt Scorpio. So you can just jump his ass and I'll tape it.
We'll work out a discount with the Quebec farmers. Get a discount on butter or something like that if we can just get enough.
And you, wow! And you say I'm the worst. Oh, let's end this right here. Effie just rose above my level and beyond.
I'm doing it on behalf of Jason. You know what? Everybody knows I like a curvy girl. I like the flesh.
He's trying to save his ass. Alright, everyone. Alright, everyone. Thanks for listening. New episode every Sunday. Good night or peace. We're going to go drink some beer and party. Peace.